Okay, it was told a couple of days ago that the city of Fredericton, behind closed doors, sent a secret letter supporting the Canada East pipeline. Now, this was done like before the election. The election is in a couple of weeks from now. It's something like the forced redeal that Woodside, David Alwards signed with the Irvings. So people are upset. They're concerned that they won't ask the public for an input to find out if the city of Fredericton support the Energy East pipeline, because it has to go across the St. John River, and if the pipe busts open, well, the St. John River is going to be flooded with oil right till St. John. Well, maybe it's a faster way for the oil to go from Fredericton to St. John, use the St. John River. So anyway, there's some protests here. They went around with posters. So I predict in the chambers, protesters, I say there will be about 25 people. Okay? 25. 2016.
Canada, including Montreal, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Vancouver, Moncton, St. John, and Miramichi and Minto have been holding annual festivities during the month of May to celebrate Asian Heritage Month. And whereas the Asian community in Fredericton has participated fully in the political, economic, social, and cultural life of our city and has contributed to the development and the continuing growth and prosperity of our city, therefore, as mayor, I do hereby proclaim the month of May 2016 as Asian Heritage Month, and invite all residents of the municipality to join in the celebration and acknowledgements of the contribution of Asian Canadians to our community. The second one is May the 2nd to the 7th, raising the roof over hunger, whereas addressing the food security needs of children, youth, and families today is fundamental to the future of Fredericton. Whereas the need for comprehensive, coordinated emergency food programs placed upon our community a critical responsibility. Whereas it is appropriate that a week should be set apart each year for the direction of our thoughts towards the health and well-being of hungry Canadians. Whereas the city, through its unique approach to providing emergency food supplies, is effectively caring for the needs of hungry children, youth, and families in our community. Therefore, I do hereby proclaim May 2nd to 7th, raising the roof over hunger, and urge our citizens, all agencies and organizations interested in meeting the needs of hungry people to units in that week in the observance of such exercises that will equate the people of Fredericton with the fundamental necessity of the community and to support the work of food banks in meeting the food security needs of hungry children, youth, and families. Next on the agenda is item number 5.1, poetry reading. As you know, the mayor of Calgary, Mayor Nenshi, challenged us a few years ago. We've not only taken up the challenge, but we continue to this day to honor it and also bring poetry into our council chamber. So
you left so fast.
Well, because it was not added to the agenda, so not one of the councillors put forward a motion to have this issue added to the agenda.
Not one?
Not one.
What happened to...
And they approved the agenda, so we just stood up and put our backs to council and mayor.
Isn't that the Fredericton style of doing it? How come you don't start screaming and hollering, or is it me that's...
There's a municipal election coming up, And I think we should let the voters decide what sort of accountability and transparency they want.
Nobody, not
one of them.
McDermott or whatever you, what's his name again?
Well, there's 12 councillors and 1 mayor, so I think it's quite telling.
All right. Questions?
What's that?
A couple questions? Yeah. What happened tonight?
Well, what happened is that we had 12 councillors perfectly able to, any one of them, forward a motion to have this important issue addressed at the city council meeting. And they had the approval of the agenda without any of those motions. So,
Hey, how you doing?
They'll be sorry. They'll be sorry.
How you doing? So are we causing trouble again?
Causing trouble?
Yeah, I mean, no, but I told Mark Darcy, I said, what happened in there?
What happened? Yeah. Nothing happened. That's why we're here. That's why we left. Nothing happened.
Yeah, but you never said a word. Just, what's wrong with you people? Don't holler, don't scream.
What's the use? Even if you talk, they don't listen. If you don't say nothing, sometimes your body language, silence is golden, as they say.
It's golden.
At times.
When are we going to learn that? Me and you, that silent is golden. Not really. So the bottom line here, what's going on?
What's going on is they were supposed to bring up the letter that the mayor and council sent to the Prime Minister supporting the tar sand pipeline. And I'm here in support of them to take that letter back. And one important thing that I think we should do as Worcester Grand Council is write a letter to the mayor and council telling them that they had no right in supporting a pipeline
without having public consultation.
No, it's going through our non-ceded territory. Yep. They have no right speaking on behalf of our territory.
So what did they do it?
Why? Popularity before election, maybe, or they think there's going to be money coming into the city, more drugs, prostitution, rape.
What are you, some kind of an Indian Donald Trump here? What are you talking about?
We're going to build a huge wall.
But what are you talking about? Rape, prostitute, drugs. I mean, it's supposed to bring. If you tell that to the Premier of Alberta, she would be a little bit upset, no?
Well, if you go out to the tar sands where this occurred, there was a lot of unreported things that happened, especially with the missing Indigenous women.
I hate that word, but go ahead.
Yeah, and a lot of that has not been inquired to, and so on. So that'll happen here, no doubt.
So bottom line, they should consult with the public. The city should have consulted with the public.
They should talk to their people.
But they never did.
As follow proper, I guess, political protocol, but they never did. They just went forward.
How come the other candidate, Mike O'Brien, he never said a word either, huh?
I don't know.
Not one of them. Not one councillor said anything.
There was supposed to be 4 that brought up this, and not one of them. So anyway, well, that's
do you vote?
That's white democracy for you.
White democracy. Speaking of white democracy, are you going to vote in the municipal election? How come?
Why?
But you live here.
None of them support me.
You live here. You have a house in the city, right?
That's a house on my non-ceded territory.
Anyway, you're not going to vote.
No?
No, you know if you don't vote, you got to keep your mouth shut for 4 years.
I have to get my mouth shut.
You have to. If you don't vote, you got to keep your mouth shut.
Do you really think I'm going to keep my mouth shut, Charles?
You have to. Yeah, if you don't vote, you don't have a voice.
They are on our non-ceded territory. I can talk anytime I want to.
How come that don't surprise me? Oh, okay.